What's up, y'all? It's just DJ, and welcome back to another video. I know I've been away for a couple of days, but it's all good. So today we are reacting and talking about the Karmelo Anthony case. I know I'm kind of late on it. To be honest with you, I really am not that educated on it. But the main thing I wanted to talk about today is the whole: is this racism or is the conviction really concrete, straight up murder with the M in the front? All right, Murder. Now, from what I'm understanding, all the stuff that I've seen online, a lot of people are trying to make this into a race thing where black versus white. Now, I'm definitely, personally, not gonna lie to you, I try not to fall into that trap. Like, I try not to get too caught up in the whole, hate crimes, to say the less, especially when it's not specifically a hate crime. Now, I wasn't there, and it seems like a lot of what I'm seeing, no one is really calling it that besides the defendant's supporters, of course, because a lot of people are, you know, let's just be honest. A lot of black people are coming out saying that this is racism as far as having no black jurors, and pretty much the tone of what I'm getting of the overall opinion of people who, was that a fly? Yeah, we're not editing it out. The overall opinion of people who are in defense of Karmelo Anthony seem to just, be pushing that line. Now, me personally, I think that when it comes down to topics like this, you got to be really careful. All right, you got to be really careful because you'll have your opinion swayed left and right. You don't have all the evidence, and you don't have a clue about what's going on. So right now, let's get into it. This is the first clip that I wanted to react to, which is basically an interview of his twin brother, which I didn't even know he had a twin brother, which I think that's dope. But you know, again, losing a family member, being there, I feel like this is kind of telling as far as like the sentiments on what they're feeling. And yeah, so let's just get into the clip and let's see what's going on.
I grabbed him. I see. This guy.
Yeah.
I know she's probably going through it right now, as any parent would. I just lost their son.
I understand. Best I can to
But yeah,
understand.
it was. You can see. You can picture what happened when what was coming out of his chest, and
Yeah.
y'all can visualize that stuff. I don't want to put down my mom right now, but I pushed my hand on there to try to make it stop, and I grabbed his head and I looked in his eyes.
So that's crazy. He was actually there when his brother died. Seems like he was holding him, as he said. And I kind of skimmed through it a little bit before, but listen to what he says. It's just crazy to me.
I just saw his soul leave, and it took my soul too.
I'm so sorry.
Now, you gotta have some type of grace for the family, whether or not you agree with the 35 years that Carmelo Anthony got. Like, you gotta at least say to yourself, like, man, senseless death, families grieving. I don't know if you could really fall into that race trap when you see, like, okay, none of them are actually coming out and saying, pushing or projecting that type of I guess you could say like black hate, because this would have been a perfect opportunity for them to spew some hatred, in my opinion. But let's see what else is going on.
I'm going to ask you one last question. I've seen interviews with your husband, who I can hear in the side, by the way. I think he's there in the room with you. I saw an interview last night. Okay, someone else. Yes, okay.
Yes, sir.
But I have seen interviews with your husband in the last 24 hours, and it was remarkable to me that I heard your husband say, within hours of this, that he forgave this other young man, and he got there so quickly. And I honestly don't know that I could, and I just want to see, and I don't.
If you're supposed to be a interviewer, I don't really like that statement. You can't say what you would or wouldn't do, but I guess the pops made a statement saying that he forgave him, which is crazy because he called it. I'm pretty sure I watched a clip of him calling him a watermelon fountain. I'll see if I can find that in a second. But yeah, this fly keeps flying around the room, but whatever. Yeah, so to me, I think the dad definitely found some faith in himself and came around to realizing not to push the divide, because really and truly, that's kind of what I'm about. Like, I don't like pushing the divide when it comes to race like that. Like, we're all human beings. That's just how I look at it, plain and simple.
I don't know if there's a right or a wrong place to be, especially as quickly as this has happened. Megan, how do you feel on that front today?
I am not like their dad. I am so angry at that boy. It's just not fair.
Understandable. Totally understandable. Like, totally understandable for her not to come to that point of forgiving him and making amends with everything, because I feel like she lost her son. So it's another clip that I wanted to look at as well with y'all, where his dad is kind of talking about some of what happened after his conviction, which I wanted to find a watermelon fountain clip because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I kind of thought that was a little hilarious. Hey, look, I found it a little funny. Not the watermelon fountain part, but just the way he talks. It's just, you know what? Just don't take my word for it. Listen to this. I had it on mute.
And if we want to talk individuals, we can. Fuck you. People are going to see you for who you really are now. It's lifted. Tiffany Billions, Wackadoo, McAdoo, whatever her last name is.
I ain't gotta start the clip over. Hold on. Because.
Fuck you.
Damn.
People are going to see you for who you really are now.
It's a good thing I'm not monetizing.
And if we want to talk individuals, we can, because I couldn't speak about this in court. But I can speak freely now because fuck you. And if we want to talk individuals, we can, because I couldn't speak about this in court. But I can speak freely now because the gag order is lifted. Tiffany Billions.
This is what I mean by the way that he talks. I find it hilarious. And by the way, I did not. I thought that was the end of the video when he said the F you part. Whatever, man. But yeah, this is what I mean by I find him hilarious. Like, yo, this dude, he's like mad funny. I don't know. I just find the way that he talks is just hilarious. And it's crazy because, you know, losing someone close to you, you would imagine he would be grieving, but I'm sure this is like his own way of expressing himself and putting forth kind of like that emotion of finally we're getting some type of justice. So let's see what else he has to say. I know. I'll get better. Don't worry.
Wackadoo, McAdoo, whatever her last name is. I'm not going to throw insults at you because I'm not going to lower myself to your level. But you're despicable. Drew Anthony, Kayla, you're cowards. You wouldn't even show up for your son's sentencing, or victim statement impact. You abandoned your kid. You left him there. I guess he's no more use to you because you can't get any more GoFundMe money or GoSendGo money.
That's the one thing that has me confused. As far as like all of the videos I watch and all of the content that I saw, like the narrative that his family abandoned him and they're basically mishandling the funds. Like, but let's just hear the rest of this.
You are grifters. You should be ashamed of yourself. You raised that child, and I swear to God, CPS to come check on those other 3 that you still have. You never once admitted or took accountability. You tried to play victim. The real victim is the one who died, not the one who shoved a knife in his chest. I come to pray with you and show the world we can close the gap of this unbelievable racial divide. And what'd you do? You widen the gap even further.
That's the one thing I don't agree with. No, that's one thing I do agree with in this whole video that I want to make a point about. I don't like widening the gap of racial divide. Yes, racism exists. I'm not finna be a Uncle Tom and like, oh, I don't see color. Nah, there's been times where like I'll walk into a place and I'm like, damn, I'm the only black person here. I kind of feel a little uncomfortable, but maybe that's something in me that I'm projecting outward that I gotta work on. I'll just be real. I'll be fair. However, I like that point. Not saying I agree with everything he's saying in the video because, again, he seems to be calling out some specific people, but that was the one thing that caught me why I wanted to play this clip. Like, through everything I've seen, I hate the fact that this has become like a racial divide scenario. It's almost like a loop, man. Loop in reality or whatever you want to call it.
You hire a convicted, baby-shaking felon who's only in it for the money, who gives you bad advice, kicks me out of a press conference. Oh, funny, I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, but I left when asked. I didn't stab anyone.
Why'd you have to go say it like that, bro? I'm not laughing because I find it funny, but like, yo, bro. Alright, bro. That. I'm trying to scratch my eye. Damn near got my glasses on.
And then you proceeded to gaslight me with your convicted felon, quote, advocate? Minister? Minister of what? Minister irrelevant? Minister of bullshit?
Who is he talking about? Is he talking about, I don't think he's talking about Mr. Farrakhan, right?
How about Minister fuck you?
Alright, bro. Alright. Let's not ruin our chances on YouTube, right? With all the strong language here. But, yeah, now the crazy part about all of this is right here. Now, why they got my man look? Why they got my man looking like? Wade in the water, wade in the water, Jesus, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Like, come on, bro. Where they get this uniform? I ain't never seen anybody locked up wearing this. Like, they definitely said, hey, one of the CEOs called the other CEOs and say, yo, you know that 17s 20 suit that they we made them pay cotton with? Yeah, go grab that from the back. Yeah. I know. It's a costume, and we don't really lock them up and make them look like this. But go grab that. We gotta make a statement. Like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Why? Like, they just took him out the cotton field. Come on, Karmelo. Yeah, man, to me, this is crazy. But I wanted to read this. All right. So, this is the defendant's notice of appeal and pauper oath appointment of attorney on appeal. To the honorable judge of said court, comes now defendant in the above case and states, I am the defendant in the above cause. I was convicted in this cause and now give notice of appeal of the to the Texas Court of Appeals for the 5th Supreme Judicial District of Texas of Dallas, Texas, and that I am penniless, destitute, indigent person, too poor to employ counsel to represent me on the appeal, and too poor to pay for or give security blank blank blank. They blanked out a bunch of words here. Therefore, herein, wherefore I pray that the court will appoint an attorney to represent me in this appeal, and that the court will order the court reporter of this court to prepare and deliver me or my appointed counsel the original and true copy of the statement facts in this case, together with all exhibits attached thereto if practical. So basically, from my limited understanding of what's going on in this case, again, this is really just my opinion on the whole racial divide thing. He's basically saying in this appeal that he's broke. Now, the crazy thing to me is they raised a bunch of money. You know what I mean? I think if we can see here, they raised $633,000 and $688.01. Where did the money go? I don't know. Not calling foul play. You know, when you're not there and you're not privy to what's going on behind the scenes, you just coming up with theories anyway. So I'm not about to sit here and just be like, oh man, they did this and they did that, because to me that's all speculation anyways. However, the online fundraiser for Karmelo Anthony and his family, organized by his mother, Kyla Hayes, has been scrubbed from the Give Send Go website. Yeah, and it says here, while legal defense is a critical part of this journey, we want to make it clear that this fund is not solely dedicated to legal expenses. These funds raised will support a range of urgent and necessary means that have emerged as a result of the situation, including but not limited to the safe relocation of the Anthony family due to escalating threats to their safety and well-being, as well as basic living costs, transportation, counseling, and other security measures. So, honestly, it's such a blurry and messy situation, and there's social media figureheads like your boy Charleston White coming in and sort of like pushing and pulling against this whole narrative. Me personally, I'm gonna be honest, I really would love if there was an eyewitness, or I mean, we're in the 21st century. We got 4K cameras everywhere. It not to see the passing of Austin Metcalf, obviously, right? That's very insensitive, and I'm not wishing that was caught on camera. However, to come up with a definitive conclusion on whether or not this was just murderous intent with the M in the front, or if it was self-defense, I feel like that is something that only them and God know at this point. The jury can come up with their I guess you can call it their conclusion, and that can only influence, right? It doesn't necessarily make anything a fact. I mean, plenty of innocent people have been decided guilty by a jury of who knows what race they were. But I do think like the whole racial divide thing, I think that's kind of whack, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that's kind of whack. However, I kind of get it. You know, we're in interesting times, and I feel like as this whole appeal starts to be put forward in motion, like I'm interested to find out if at all there will be any accounting about where the money went, and I'm interested to see if at all how true is it that Carmelo Anthony is basically penniless and can't afford a better lawyer. Now, if everything was spent, everything was spent. That's just what it is. But like the video, comment what, like, am I bugging? Like, is it just concrete? Like, yo, F them. Look what they did. Like, let me know in the comments. Let me know if I'm bugging out, because I just can't come to a definitive conclusion on, man, I gotta agree with this side or that side as it goes to all white jury, and this is clearly racist because if he was white it would have been this. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, like the video, I'd appreciate it. Drop a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll be back again with another banger. Catch y'all on the next one.